This is a big breaking right now. On Times Now, we are learning the Enforcement Directorate team, ladies and gentlemen, is already at Arvind Kejriwal's residence. So what could happen? These are first images already on your screens. You have this entire team from the Enforcement Directorate now that is just outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. We'll also cut across to our team of reporters tracking that story. But all this happening on a day when, remember, earlier the High Court has refused to indulge Arvind Kejriwal because he said there should not be any coercive action against me. Bhavtosh, would we be expecting some bit of action this evening itself? What are we learning from the sources in the Enforcement Directorate?
Well, the assistant director of this case, or the investigating officer of this case, has reached Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Whether they will be serving summons to him or they will be carrying out searches, it's still not known. But from the visual, it's very clear that Assistant Director of the Enforcement Directorate, who has been probing this case, Joginder, has reached the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. He is a person who has been investigating this case right from day one. That's from August 2022. He is in fact standing outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Just few hours back, the Delhi High Court did not give any kind of relief to Arvind Kejriwal, and after that, within an hour or so, the team has reached his residence. One can expect some kind of action, whether it will lead to serving of summons or whether it will lead to any kind of questioning. One has to wait and see what will happen next. But yes, the Enforcement Directorate officer of rank of Assistant Director, he is in fact outside his residence. The officer is Joginder. He is one of the investigating officer of the Enforcement Directorate, who is presently outside his residence, and he is a person who is presently standing outside his residence. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal is also someone who gets Z plus security, and his security team obviously will check the credentials of the officers who are standing outside his residence, and only then will allow them to go inside. ED officials have in fact all the legal rights to carry out any kind of searches or even go and serve in summons, because the Delhi High Court did not give any kind of interim relief to Arvind Kejriwal. In fact, the entire matter has been adjourned for 22nd of April. Arvind Kejriwal wanted some kind of relief so that no coercive action can be taken.
But Bhavtosh, what these images also signifies the fact that there is something happening. Whether it's another summon now that's the Enforcement Directorate will give to him, or they will move in to speak to Arvind Kejriwal right here. We also do see a lot of police bandobast, ladies and gentlemen, outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. These are the first pictures that you see here on Times Now. Bhavtosh there detailing the entire background of what's been going on. We also have a panel of guests joining us. But before we go to them, I quickly want to take another question with Bhavtosh, who's tracking the story in real time for us. Bhavtosh, do we also have a lot of the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas? Because earlier, there was this briefing by the Aam Aadmi Party. They continue to maintain that this is witch hunt. They say this is vendetta. They want to target Arvind Kejriwal before the Lok Sabha polls.
Yes, that's what Arvind Kejriwal's counsel also told the court today, that this is an attempt to target Arvind Kejriwal, and that this entire matter should be adjourned for June. But the court did not look into that matter, and in fact did not give him any kind of interim relief to Arvind Kejriwal. So the ED officials are within their right to carry out either a search or serve him summons or even question him there at his residence. Now, whether it will lead to questioning of Arvind Kejriwal, whether it will lead to summons being served to him. Remember, he was asked to join the investigation today, which he did not. He approached the court and asked that he should be given some kind of protection so that even if he joins the investigation, he should not be arrested or no coercive action be taken. So anything can happen today. They can search him, they can serve summons to him, both under Section 17 and 19, and then record his statement in the Section 50 of PMLA. So high action or drama one can expect to happen, and we will be tracking that story in real time. But the officers of Enforcement Directorate are there. That's what we can confirm to our officers. At least two Assistant Director of Enforcement Directorate are there, and since there are no any kind of stay from the High Court So they are within their rights to carry out whatever they want to do, whether it will lead to searches, whether it leads to serving of summons, or whether they ask him to join the investigation today itself.
Okay.
One has to wait and see what would be the next course of action as far as the enforcement directorate is concerned.
All right. Very, very significant, Bhavtosh. And, I request you to also join us live because it's important now to keep an eye on what happens outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Just in case viewers, you're tuning into the broadcast, we'll quickly recap what you're seeing on your screens. These are live and first images right now on Times Now outside the Delhi Chief Minister's residence. Outside the residence of Arvind Kejriwal, you have a team of the Enforcement Directorate right now that has reached. Is this to provide another summon to him, to ask him to appear before the agency? Would they want to speak to him right away? We do not know. But as you can see in these images, a lot of police bandobast is also what has happened. And Bhavtosh there was also telling us of how you've seen a lot of the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas also outside his residence. Let me also get in a panel of guests who've been very patiently waiting. Harish Khurana ji, spokesperson of the BJP. Ravi Srivastava is a political analyst. Revula Sridhar Reddy, spokesperson of the BRS. And Rohan Somen Mitra is a political analyst. He leans towards the Congress. And, Ravi, if you can hear me, tell me something of what happens next. Do you think it's only fair now, Ravi, that Arvind Kejriwal makes himself available before the investigative agency? He should say he's willing to cooperate.
Deepti, good evening. First of all, if he had to do it, he would have done it on the 2nd November itself. He has 9 times written and given the letter to ED that your summons are illegal. This is what he maintained in the court also. I think you have seen today's hearing, whatever happened over there. The Honorable Court asked that what are the documents there, what evidence you have got. Some evidence was given which was seen by the Honorable Court in their chamber. After that, they said that we don't want to give any kind of a interim relief and let us meet on 22nd of April when the maintainability of the petition will be discussed. Now, ED said that they have the authority to arrest. But Mr. Raju,
ASG,
who was representing from the government side, he said Arvind Kejriwal is neither an accused nor a witness.
Then Ravi, the next obvious question before I get in the BJP and the Congress is obviously the fact that if you are not, scared about anything, why are you dodging these summons? Repeatedly, Arvind Kejriwal is ducking summons. I mean, this makes for bad optics, right?
No, Deepti, there are simple questions. Why? In summons, there is a column named schedule, means under which schedule you are serving it. They are keeping that column blank. They are not writing in what capacity they are calling him. This is what he said. This is what was discussed. He said, what capacity you are calling me? There is no individual capacity. If individual capacity, then why in the press release you are using the word aap 5 times?
But, Ravi, many would say that the Aam Aadmi Party wants to play the victim card. Ravi, let's accept it. This is politics. It's a perception game, no? So the Aam Aadmi Party wants this. Arvind Kejriwal has been daring the centre and the Enforcement Directorate, come and arrest me. So, he's kind of created this entire situation or a mahal. Let's get the first word also from Harish Khurana. And ladies and gentlemen, again, a quick reminder. These are images that have just come in from outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence in Delhi. He has got no relief, no stay on any coercive action is what he wanted. But Harish Khurana ji, what do you think could happen in the next few hours?
See, Deepti, I don't know. I'm not a ED spokesperson. Only ED might be knowing what the next action they want to take it. But law is taking their own course. Unfortunately, since 9 summons, Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi is keeping the summons like he want to hide something. I don't know what he want to hide it. He might be knowing it what he want to do it. But he's not. The message he's clearly giving is not obeying what the law says. 9 times since October, he's giving a bahanas that I'm busy.
Harish ji, if you just give me a moment, I am told that Akhilesh Pati Tripathi, who's an Aam Aadmi Party MLA, is also joining us on the phone line. Quickly, unko bhi is conversation mein shamil karte hain. Akhilesh Pati ji, थैंक यू सर, टाइम्स नाउ से बात करने के लिए। अब मुझे ये बताइए कि अब क्या होगा? क्या अरविंद केजरीवाल एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट से यहाँ बात करेंगे? उनके घर के बाहर एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट की टीम पहुंच चुकी है, खबर ये आ रही है कि सर्चेस होने वाली हैं।
देश में जिस तरीके का घोषित आपातकाल चल रहा है उसका एक जीता जागता उदाहरण आपको देखने को मिल रहा है आज दिल्ली में। आप देख रहे हैं कि माननीय न्यायालय कह रहे हैं कि हाई कोर्ट ने आदेश किया कि आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि एक्चुअली मुख्यमंत्री को बार बार आप नोटिस भेज रहे हैं, आपको कोई आधार होना चाहिए, कोई सबूत पेश करिए, आप किस लिए बुला रहे हैं, किस लिए जा रहे हैं। लेकिन मोदी जी को आदरणीय अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के कामों से डर है और पंजाब, दिल्ली और तमाम जगहों पर इंडिया अलायंस जीत रही है सब जगह, उसके डर से इस तरीके के छापे डलवाए जा रहे हैं। और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को इनकी लोकप्रियता बहुत है जनता के बीच में काम के नाते।
तो त्रिपाठी जी इन्वेस्टिगेशन से क्यों भागना? अगर एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट उनको समन देता है, कोर्ट ने आज ये साफ किया है कि वो किसी तरह का रिलीफ उनको नहीं देंगे। वो ये चाहते थे कि वो तभी जाए ईडी के पास जब कम से कम एक ये रिलीफ मिल जाए कि उनको अरेस्ट नहीं किया जाएगा। तो क्यों अरविंद केजरीवाल एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट से डर रहे हैं सर?
देखिए, जब लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही हो देश में केंद्रीय एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग हो रहा हो, जहां पर विपक्ष की सरकार है वहां के मुख्यमंत्री को बुला करके उनको पूछताछ के बहाने जेल में डालने का काम हो रहा हो, वहां पर जब एक मामला इनके पास आया, इन्होंने कहा शराब घोटाला हो गया, कोर्ट ने कहा जी ऐसा कोई मामला नहीं है, साक्ष्य अगर कुछ है तो दीजिए। वो पेश नहीं कर पाए तो इन्होंने नोटिस दे दिया कि अब जल बोर्ड का एक मामला आया, उसमें हम जो है इनको बुलाएंगे।
ठीक है,
ये पूरे देश के लोग देख रहे हैं इस कुत्सित मानसिकता के साथ, बदले की भावना के साथ, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को कुचलने की भावना के साथ, आम आदमी पार्टी को कुचलने की भावना के साथ, दिल्ली के लोगों की चुनी सरकार को खत्म करने के बहाने के साथ आप जो है विपक्ष को खत्म करना चाहते हैं।
ठीक है त्रिपाठी जी, आप इस समय कहाँ हैं सर? आप इस समय कहाँ हैं? खबर ये आ रही है कि बहुत सारी आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता इस समय मुख्यमंत्री के घर की तरफ निकल रहे हैं। क्या आप भी उनके घर की तरफ जा रहे हैं? कहाँ हैं आप?
सभी जो अपने मुख्यमंत्री जी को प्यार करते हैं सभी लोग वहाँ इस कायराना हरकत का और इस तरीके से दुर्भावनापूर्ण हरकत का विरोध करेंगे। और हमें लगता है कि इस गिरफ्तारी का पुरजोर विरोध अगर कुछ किसी तरीके से,
देखिए आप तो कह रहे हैं गिरफ्तारी का विरोध, तो क्या गिरफ्तारी की खबर आप तक आ चुकी है सर? क्या ये खबर आ गई है कि वो गिरफ्तार हो गए? ये तो आप कह रहे हैं, हमें नहीं पता ये बात।
जो इस तरीके का चुनाव का माहौल है, एक पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जो है जिनको तमाम जगह पर प्रचार करने जाना है,
ठीक है,
वो इसी समय आप ईडी का नोटिस, इसी समय ईडी का
सर देखिए अक्टूबर से उनको समन आ रहे हैं, वो किसी समन में पेश नहीं हुए, वो बात ठीक है आपकी। त्रिपाठी जी आपने समय निकाला, हमसे बात की सर, शुक्रिया। सो द आम आदमी पार्टी क्लियरली वांट्स टू मेक दिस अबाउट Arvind Kejriwal right now being victimized, and even as we speak we are learning that the enforcement directorate team is going to be serving summons to him. And when are these summons dated for? When is the next date scheduled? We are still trying to get you that latest. Bhavtosh in fact has been getting us a lot of insight that continues to happen outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence right now. He's joining us live, I'm told. Bhavtosh, what do these summons say? When is Arvind Kejriwal now being asked to appear?
Well, we are right outside the Enforcement Directorate headquarters, and you can see there is a lot of action. The officers from the Delhi police have also been told to beef up security arrangements, whether Arvind Kejriwal will be brought here and further questioning can take place, or whether it will lead to searches at his residence, post which he will be brought here. Remember, this case has been filed at the ED headquarters in this case is being probed by the ED headquarters in New Delhi, and anyone who has been arrested or has been questioned in this case, they all have been asked to join investigation here. So there has been a lot of drama here. As you can see, large number of people are coming here. We exactly don't know who has come here. So there are individuals who are coming here. In fact, KTR has come here. KCR's brother has come here to meet his sister, but that was an order given by the court. But coming back to what is happening at Delhi CM's residence, ED officials, one of the officer who has reached his residence is Assistant Director Joginder, and he has gone to his house, the Delhi CM's house, to serve summons asking Arvind Kejriwal to join the investigation, whether he has been asked to join the investigation today itself, or whether he will be asked to join the investigation later, or whether the questioning will start from tonight itself, which can lead to something big. One has to wait and see what will happen, but a very important day as far as Delhi excise scam is concerned. As we have been telling our viewers, the probe has now entered its last lap. There is no stay on taking of any kind of coercive action against Arvind Kejriwal. As you can see, large number of media personnel have arrived here. Okay. Security arrangements have also been beefed up. Apart from Delhi police personnel, paramilitary personnel have also, in fact, reached here. Okay. So one can expect an action whether Arvind Kejriwal will be brought from his residence here at Delhi at the ED headquarters here in Delhi, and then be questioned. One has to wait and see what will happen. Okay. Will it be a rerun of what happened with K. Kavita? Remember, even in case of K. Kavita, once the Supreme Court did not pass any order, immediately the ED officials reached her residence in Hyderabad, served summons to her. The search happened, and then she was arrested, then brought to Delhi, and then she was questioned and then produced in a Delhi court. Will it be a rerun of what happened with K. Kavita? One has to wait and see what happened. But what we can confirm to our viewers is two things. One, Arvind Kejriwal will be served summons. B, searches have started taking place at his residence. Dramatic development started from morning itself. First, Arvind Kejriwal tried seeking some kind of relief from the court. That did not happen. And then, in a very dramatic turn of events, ED officials have reached his residence. They will be entering his residence. He is someone who is protected by, he gets a Z+ protection, and officials will be entering his house. They will be serving him summons. Searches will take place. And then Arvind Kejriwal, it could be possible that Arvind Kejriwal will be brought here, and then he will be questioned in this case. What will happen next? One has to wait and see. But we will be reporting from here at ED headquarters, and large number of police personnel have arrived here, including paramilitary forces. Back to you, Deepti.
Okay, so Bhavtosh, let's put that story in perspective. These two windows, in fact, we'll bring up those two windows back on our screens. That really tells you what is happening. Bhavtosh, ladies and gentlemen, is reporting from outside the Enforcement Directorate headquarters. He actually did show us the kind of footfall that has increased. A lot of police bandobast, and right now these images on your screens are just outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence of a little while earlier. What has happened in the last few minutes is this, that you have a team of the Enforcement Directorate just exactly 2 hours after the High Court denies any relief to Arvind Kejriwal from a coercive action / an arrest. You have the Enforcement Directorate team reaching Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Bhavtosh tells us that he's going to be served a new summon. Does this mean that he's going to be right now questioned as we speak, or is he going to be brought to the Enforcement Directorate headquarters? There is still no clarity on that, but both the locations right now are looking at significant action. Bhavtosh there on the left of your screens is reporting from outside the Enforcement Directorate office, and on the right, in fact, were images coming in from Arvind Kejriwal's residence. And Bhavtosh, before I come back to you, let me get in both Rebula Sridhar Reddy and Rohan Mitra, who haven't made their point here. But Harish Khurana ji, just 30 seconds first up to you. We were speaking to the Aam Aadmi Party MLA who says ki aap log dar gaye hai. You are so scared of a Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who has his presence just in Delhi and Punjab, that you're doing all this. You're targeting him just right before the Lok Sabha election. Harish ji.
Deepti, Arvind Kejriwal and his all party people are in habit of playing up bichara politics. I mean, every time something happens, they say there's a vendetta politics going on. Since last October, it's almost more than 6 months now. You're evading the summons and you're blaming ED or BJP, that BJP is doing that. You are not following the law. You are evading the summons and you are blaming others. you're not getting the relief from the honorable court. When you say this, ED is doing this, you are also disrespecting the honorable courts. Honorable Court, Supreme Court is not giving the bail or to Manish citizen last 14 months.
Harish ji, now tell me, okay, we all know the history, but tell me one thing today, sir. The court has also asked the enforcement director that why you issuing repeated summons to him? You have enough evidence, go and arrest him. So you think that arrest will happen now?
See, ED is want to arrest or not, it's up to ED only, na?
Okay.
Law is taking their own course. Let them do it.
Okay.
Why we क्यों नहीं किया जी, क्यों कर लिया जी? No, let them do it. We should not do a media trial. This
is no media trial, na? Harish Khurana ji. Had it been any other, Aam Aadmi, pun not intended. That Aam Aadmi would have to appear before the agency. अगर नहीं जाएंगे तो वो आपको पकड़ लेंगे ना. That's the normal process of law. Let me get in Rebula before I get in Rohan. Rebula, are you worried or you are relieved? Because there are a lot of reports, Rebula, that indicate that K. Kavita could turn an approver in the case to save herself. Will that happen?
See, why should we worry on this case particularly? Why should she turn an approver when she is claiming that she has no link with this case whatsoever in any manner? And she has made this claim many times, and she has even challenged her arrest, that it is as illegal even before the court pronounces the verdict of our appeal. ED has arrested her. Now the case is posted for 23rd. Her plea was admitted challenging the arrest. So there is no need for anybody to turn approver, number one. Number two, coming to this particular case, going by the visuals, what you are actually showing, and the kind of security and the presence of ED officers, it's a rerun, as your scribe was saying. It's a rerun of the event, what happened at Kavitaji's residence. But even now, what is significant is the court has posted this case of Arvind Kejriwal ji for a response from ED on 22nd of this month.
That's correct.
Again, they went to his residence. What's going to happen. So it's a rerun. Let us see what's going to happen. But end of the day, whether you make an arrest or you don't make an arrest, but the country is watching exactly before the general elections.
Okay, Rebula says the country is watching all this happening just before elections. Rohan, just bear with me for a minute, because I have to get in my colleague Sagarika, who's also joining us from our newsroom, and she has a number of these tweets that have come in support of Arvind Kejriwal. Sagarika, who really are these people?
Deepti, first taking you through what the Aam Aadmi Party says in its social media account. So the Aam Aadmi Party just a minute back has tweeted with a quote of what Atishi Singh had said earlier in a press conference. मोदी का एक्सटॉर्शन डिपार्टमेंट ईडी देश को बताए आप नेताओं के घर, ऑफिस, पृथक गांव के छापे और बैंक लॉकर खंगालने के बाद भी क्या उन्हें एक पैसे की भी रिकवरी हुई है? While it's not specifically about Arvind Kejriwal, but with the action that's now unfolding, one can only infer what this means. Let's also tell you the first voice of support from the India Alliance coming in from Samajwadi Party leader Fakhrul Hasan Chand. What does he say? He says, भाजपा विपक्ष विहीन लोकतंत्र चाहती है, केवल एजेंसियों की कार्रवाई विपक्ष के नेताओं के खिलाफ है, विपक्षी मुख्यमंत्रियों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो रही है, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्रियों के खिलाफ हो रही है, ये लोकतंत्र के लिए अच्छे संकेत नहीं है। समाजवादी पार्टी दिल्ली के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल के साथ मजबूती से खड़ी है। So समाजवादी पार्टी voicing support for Arvind Kejriwal as action unfolds at his residence in the national capital.
Okay, Sagarika, for the moment, thank you. And before we head into a break, because Rohan hasn't spoken, I'll just go to him for 10 seconds. Rohan, as an ally of the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, are you worried now? What happens to Arvind Kejriwal?
Deepti, I'm going to keep it very, very brief because you're going to cut me off anyway. So, I was hearing the BJP spokesperson speaking of the media trial. It's very rich of the BJP to use those terms, that the media trial against opposition leaders. We question the timing of this, this whole saga which is happening right now. The opposition wants a level playing field, and today in India there is no level playing field for the opposition to fight against the incumbent party in power. If you see the actions which are being taken, first it was Mr. Shibu Soren, it is today Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and the leaders who have been opposing the BJP, the ED, the CBI, the IT, they continuously take actions against them. And you see the people who they were taking actions against, as soon as they switch or become an ally of the BJP, there is no action against them. So it's crystal clear. In India, there is no level playing field today. This is the, you might say that we are sounding repetitive, but it is what it is. It is the fact that there is no level playing field.
Okay, Rohan, take your point. On the other side of this quick break, Harish Khurana ji, Ravi Srivastava, Revela Sridhar Reddy, Rohan Mitra continue to stay with us. And ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. This is our non-stop rolling live coverage on Times Now. There is action outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence. What happens next in the few hours? We are tracking that story after this quick break.